All right, we active once again. Hello to my YouTube family. Much love to y'all. I know, I know, I know. I gotta be the most inconsistent YouTuber on the planet. We're attempting to change that piece by piece. All right. Okay. I apologize. Let it go. All right. Here we go. So in this video, we're gonna get into a couple topics. The main reason we need to go on this topic is because I'll put it this way. I don't know if you ever saw the Malcolm X movie, right? I don't necessarily agree with everything Elijah Muhammad says or disagree. That's not what this is about. I'm simply making a point. Elijah Muhammad had a meeting with Malcolm when he first came out of the penitentiary area. He had a meeting with him, and he was like, "Listen," he gave a glass with water, and then I think he poured some oil or something in the water. He said, "If you give them the pure glass, they'll drink it. If you give them this, they'll drink it. So be careful what you give them." Long story short, summarized, that's what he was saying. It's not verbatim, but that what the message was. To break that down, meaning if you have a message to share, or if people are hungry for truth or knowledge or something, they're going to accept whatever is available to them because the knowledge is lacking so much. And so if we don't correct things that need to be corrected and we just allow things that are wrong to be right, then it's people are going to just gravitate to what's wrong without having the example of what's right. That's to put it in layman's terms. If there's a child out here, a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, and all they got is the wisdom that they're getting from somebody that don't really have wisdom, they still seeking wisdom and knowledge, but they're getting it from somewhere that doesn't really have wisdom and knowledge. But can you fault them for taking this information from a place in which they think is knowledge because they're actually seeking knowledge? So the root of their behavior is of a good place and it's of a good nature because they're seeking knowledge. But at the same time, they're getting it from the wrong direction. And it's so it's the equivalent of taking that glass where they thirsty and they want something to drink. They don't know it's oil in this cup mixed with water, but they thirsty, so they're drinking it. Now, if you would have gave them good water, they would have had something that was nourishing to their body and something that would have helped them and something that would have helped them give them energy and give them strength and regulate their system. However, they were thirsty, and so they went for what was available. That's what you're seeing on the internet today. You're seeing people like, especially, I hate to say it, but I love to say it at the same time. Charleston White is a perfect example of this. Perfect example. He markets to uneducated people, people that won't do research, people that won't study, people that have no moral compass for real. If you really break it down and really look at it, if you really study everything that's going on and really look at it, and why do we have to speak about this? I just told you why we had to speak about this. Because if you're a person that, and it's, listen, uneducated or uninformed is not a disrespectful thing. It's not I'm not disrespecting you. What I'm saying is you're uninformed, and God put certain people in places that are able to speak and able to convey a certain message that's supposed to come forth with a message that you can comprehend properly. This is why pastors have to have a congregation. This is why the imam have to have a mosque to talk to. This is why people have to have a congregation in order to teach. But if the only thing you're getting is from people of this nature, then you're not going to even know what's real and what's fake. And so somebody has to come out and speak. And so no problem. I accept. Okay. Now what I'm saying is this. A lot of the things that y'all seeing and y'all gravitating to is completely contrary to what is real. And y'all letting the goalposts get moved and letting y'all morals get twisted into where it's not supposed to be, bro. Look at certain things. For example, I don't know no man that's in my circle at all. There's no man in my circle that's going to disrespect and call a child, a baby, a young woman, a young lady out her name and call her a B word on camera, playing, acting, none of that. And bro, favorite thing to say, and I watch and I study everything online. I watch and I study entertainment because I'm a form of an entertainer, right? So I watch and I study all of this shit. So I know at the end of the day, there's nobody in my circle I know is going to use some of the same words and verbiage that you use towards young women that this man will. Nobody can get me to do that. Not the camera can get me to do it. Not you can get me to do it. Not a woman, not money, not a pastor, not a church, not nothing else is going to get me to say certain things about people, about young women and shit. And so if a man could open up his mouth and muster these things, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, bro. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So for you to be able to open up your mouth and say certain things, let me know what's already in your heart, because your heart is speaking louder than your mouth is speaking. And so this is the person, and these are the type of people that y'all choose to follow. And y'all wonder why when y'all keep following these different people, and 5, 10 years later, somebody ends up in a situation. Now they got 13 allegations coming against them, and oh, I trusted him. We gave him all the money. We did all of this. Y'all wonder why this happened, because y'all continue to follow these fucking fools. Y'all continue to follow these fools, bro. Y'all continue to follow these fools in the name of, oh, A broken clock is right to at least 2 times, 2 times a day, a broken clock is right, bro. So what I'm saying to you is this: because somebody may say something that's real and that you could agree with and adhere to, okay, that's cool. But at the same time, is a majority of what this person's saying is of good nature. Nobody's going to be 100% right all the time. So people are going to make mistakes and not say certain things that's just right. But a majority of what this person's saying is. When do we start doing this? When do we start disrespecting our community in this way? When do we start disrespecting our young women in this way? When do we start glorifying graping? When do we start glorifying these things, playing and not playing? No man's gonna play like that. Who gonna play like that? Do you know anybody in your circle that's gonna play like that or joke like that? I don't want you around me. If you willing to joke like that or play like that, or this how y'all play, this how y'all. Oh no, I don't want to be nowhere around here. If y'all could talk and play like, yeah, I was graping doing and that. I don't want to be around you on camera, off camera, on a podcast, in a boat, at the movies, at the shopping center, at the Food Lion, at the motherfucking conference, at the school, at the PTA meeting. Nowhere around. I don't want to be around you. That's just a factor. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to be around you. And so at the end of the day, stop following these damn buffoons, man. And somebody's going to get online that has the ability to articulate and speak and say something against this shit. And that's what I'm doing. Because a lot of y'all be trying to bring up topics, but he be talking circles around y'all dudes because y'all just stupid and y'all don't really see the shit. Y'all be worried about the wrong things. Y'all be worried about how y'all appear to people and all that type of stupid shit. Y'all be worried about all the wrong things, bro. At the end of the day, we're going to break this down into sections. We just started with one thing. We was talking about babies being unalived, things of this nature. And you sit here making a mockery and come on, bro. Come on, bro. I know the Negro that would have went in the house and been like, Massa, these Negroes trying to escape. I know one when I see one, bro. And that we definitely have one. And the problem I have with y'all is y'all don't just do this with him. This ain't even just about him, bro. At the end of the day, y'all do this with these people because y'all want something to follow so bad. So y'all let somebody lead y'all right into the damn water. Y'all let somebody lead y'all to jump off a damn bridge, bro. Y'all do this all the time with these people, but y'all allow somebody to lead y'all to right just jump off a bridge because y'all so hungry to see something or have something, to say about to somebody to follow. Like I said earlier, some of this brother's principles I would definitely agree with. There's certain things. If you're a law-abiding citizen by any means, if you feel like you got to call the police and you're a law, do I agree with it? Whatever. That's subjective. At the end of the day, if you're a law-abiding citizen, you ain't involved in nothing street or none of this type of shit going on, and 911 is on speed dial for you, I can't even be mad at you. But this is not the case for you, bro, because you hanging out with thugs and gangsters and you hanging out with this and you get information. You can't be in a circle if you know you're going to do this now. If you know you a person that has police on speed dial, don't be in a circle. And y'all keep allowing people like this in a circle. So at the end of the day, it ain't the same as a citizen that has no nothing, because a citizen that ain't on that ain't also running around antagonizing people either. They're not also running around being like, yo, this, da-da-da, getting people upset, and then I'm going to call the police. That's like a nigga that's running around, just a kid running around, hitting everybody he could hit, possibly. I'm going to get my big brother. I'm going to get my mama. I'm going to get my daddy. Like, bro, come on, bro. You can't do that. You can't be running around starting shit and then being like, that's diabolical, bro. That's wrong. You see what I'm saying? Now, what I'm telling you, because a lot of y'all just simply don't know, and I don't understand that a lot of y'all don't know. I'm starting to realize it. I know y'all don't know because y'all came up with these principles. I'm telling y'all we never had these principles. I'm telling y'all these principles are wrong. I'm telling y'all the way that these niggas is moving, a lot of things they're doing is things we just simply do not do, bro. We don't run around talking about our youth like this. We don't run around talking about children like this. We don't run around doing these things. We don't run around sitting there praising Massa and all this type of shit. We don't do these things, bro. Even the most recent situation with the child, I forget his name, which the child was locked up and arrested for the altercation he had in the school with, the other young boy got alive or whatever the case, whatever happened with that situation. Bro was riding that coattail, riding away with them to get the notoriety and get the, information from them. And, I'm supporting this and da-da-da. And I'm with him. I'm trying to free him and help him and all this type of stuff. And then you just switched up on it just like that. F that kid. Da-da-da, this and that. Just switched up on the brother just like that. Switched up on the family just like that. Switched up on it. Then went online and just told all the business and just switched up on everybody. But who does that, bro? I want y'all to really sit and think and use your own damn mind. As one of the people I love and I believe and love their message, Andre Taylor would tell you, bring your whole mind. Bring your whole mind to this. Bring your whole mind to this. Use your own brain to think about these things that's happening. You understand what I'm saying? Use your own mind, bro. This is all I'm telling y'all. You have too many incidents and too many situations where somebody gets switched up on and being made to look like the other person is the problem. I'm gonna tell you this, and it's something else I learned in life. You have somebody that is constantly at odds with everybody they come in contact with, they end up beefing with them. Trust me, the other people are not the problem, bro. It's that person. It's no way every circle you go into, somebody is you have a problem. You the problem always forms with a bond that you have with every single person. A problem is going to happen with some people. That just is what it is. But you get in a problem with everybody you come in contact with, everybody you be cool with for this 4 weeks. And a lot of stuff y'all be accepting, bro. Like, no, bro, you're not gonna say certain things and do certain. You're not gonna get on live and talk crazy about my kid and all this type of stuff. And then we cool next week because you got a bag, nigga. Fuck all of that. Fuck the money. Fuck everything. You the clout, notoriety. No, we're not gonna do that, bro. Somebody got to stand on principles, bro. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. You see what I'm saying? From day one, these are the things that's happening, bro. Like, I could break bro down so crazy, and the reason it has to be broken down is because it'd be like, see, I watch certain things for entertainment, but I'm starting to realize I check comments, I look at it, I be like, oh shit, people really be buying into this shit. People really be following these people. Like, people really be believing these people speaking the gospel truth, but y'all ignoring too many signs. Y'all ignoring too much shit. Y'all ignoring too many things, bro. It's too many things y'all ignoring when it comes to these people. Y'all, first of all, like the same thing I just mentioned about how y'all talk, talk about the children and unaliving children, all this type of stuff, and then comes with what's the Carmelo Anthony kid, I think, and then comes with the watermelon felon shirt. Comes with a shirt says watermelon felon, which is of course an epithet, whatever, to try to disrespect young black people or black people as a whole in general. What the fuck you think Medgar Evers feel about that, or Malcolm, or Martin Luther King, or Rosa Parks, or Marcus Garvey? Like, well, what do you think they would feel about these things, bro? Ain't nobody speaking up and saying nothing, all in the name of entertainment. Oh, he must be right. No, bro, wrong is wrong and right is right. Ain't no true person that actually give a fucking care about your people is going to do that. And his biggest thing is, in the past, I was a youth advocate, and I was doing this, and I was doing that, and I was doing that, and I was doing that, and the people weren't supporting, and I was doing that. You can't take the revolution out of somebody. You can't be like, oh, I was a revolutionary and I cared about the people and this, and so y'all made me upset and mad, and so I don't care about the people anymore. No. It was never in you, my brother. You're not going to convince me or tell me, because at the end of the day, it's not one set of people or a couple people or this incident or that incident ain't going to change you to go from that to now it's just F y'all, I don't care about y'all, or whatever the case is. Like, it's not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we have to stand up and speak about these things. Somebody has to use a rational mind and start to think like, oh shit, not just for him. Look at people like the original Jim Jones that had a cult form that had people go over there and unalive themselves. How you think that started? Shit like that started from people, from the blind leading the blind. Jim Jones being the blind, don't even see what he walking to see what he doing, and then having a bunch of blind people walking to follow him in the name of scripture, in the name of supposedly doing something right. So how the Bible say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So the intentions were good because the intentions was to worship the Most High and learn and study and have your own land and own environment and to be able to be self-sufficient and have a certain way of living. So the intentions were good, but the person you was following was bad. So that was the road to hell that was paved with the good intentions. The good intentions being your desire to do something different, do something right. So just because your intentions are to do something right don't mean that you're doing something right. You understand? So you have to be careful who you follow. You have to be careful who you allow to lead you. You have to be careful who you allow to teach you. You have to be careful of these things. Because if you're not, you're going to end up in a situation where you following fucking idiots. Where we allow these idiots to get to the forefront and their representation of our culture. How many people that you think see these certain people like this guy we're talking about now and think that he represents all black men? Oh, damn. All black men think like that. All black men. And he says it on, that's another reason. That's the number one reason I had to get up on here. He say shit. We all used, no, we did not, nigga. I didn't do that. The shit you say you did when you was a kid, I didn't do none of that shit. The shit you say you did as a youth, we didn't do none of that shit. Some of that shit, okay, yes, all right. All of that other shit, no, we didn't do none of that. We wasn't out here raping white women. You understand what I'm saying? Like all this type of shit. What are you talking about? And then a nigga speak like he's speaking on behalf of all black men. But the problem is there's a lot of people that maybe not have good or any relationship or any communication with black men or black people. And so when they see these buffoons talk to you, they think they're representing everybody and all of us. But the fact is they're not representing all of us, bro. So I'm gonna speak up for myself. No, we say no. We didn't do a lot of that shit y'all doing. We didn't catch cases as children and snitch on the homies. We didn't do that. And supposed to be the so-called ringleader and the leader of the whole shit. And then when we get roped up and wrapped up, no, we didn't sit there and give up our people. We didn't sit there and come from. This is another problem I have with it. A lot of y'all don't know, but a lot of y'all, these guys, especially this guy, came from a so-called good community, and so goes to the hood, learns things from the hood, learns how to be, learns how to talk, learn how to survive, learn things he like, get style, get rhythm, get information, get wisdom, and then go back and say, oh no, I'm a good kid. Don't try to play good kid like, nigga, you either with us or you're not. I don't never like that type of shit. Don't come over here to, oh, I was never from that. Like, tell you talking down on somebody. Like, what are you talking about? You see what I'm saying? Like, I was never with that, so I grew up with this. Nigga, shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear that. Because at the end of the day, which side you on? Don't come over here with that I'm a good boy shit, but then you want to play bad boy, and when you play bad boy, some shit happen, you back good boy. That's the same thing that prejudiced white people do. They do that shit where they fucking do that fuck with you, and then I'm an innocent white person. Police help me. Don't do that shit, bro. Either be on one side or be on the other. Don't do it. Don't be trying to move shit around and then and a lot of these people, even the academics, all these people, you could tell they did not come from our culture. You could tell they're not part of our culture. You could tell they're not from where we're from. They didn't overcome the challenges we overcame. They didn't, so because they don't understand us. They don't understand what we are. They don't understand what we breathe. They don't understand how we think, which is why you can open up your mouth and say certain things that you would never say or we would never say. You would never say it in the presence of us for real if you didn't have 911 on speed dial, but you wouldn't even be around. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things we would never say or never do because we come from this environment for real. So the environment that you're making a mockery of and a caricature of is truly where we come from. So at the end of the day, we would never do some of these things that y'all do. And y'all niggas get up here and joke and play, but they scared to let certain people around in the mix because they're gonna expose the shit like that's happening, the shit that's going on. And so it's like, no, we can profit off of real shit. We can profit off of hood behavior and ghetto vernacular and ghetto talks and ghetto teaching and ghetto music. We could profit off it, but never actually really let a real nigga from that environment in this circle. Can't do that. That we can't do. For one, we scared. For two, he's gonna make us look like fools. Because when they, it's like the corny black guy that hangs around a bunch of white people. They don't hang around nobody but white people. And he's a corny ass black guy. He know he corny. He know he been corny. But around them, they think he's the cool one. He's the cool guy. He don't want no niggas around that circle, bro. Because he know the minute a real nigga come around that circle, they gonna be like, oh shit, damn, we was wrong the whole time. This is what cool really looks like. This is what, oh shit, this is the real experience. Same thing with these people, bro. They don't want to let certain niggas around those environments, so y'all have to choose the people for yourself because they're never gonna let certain people around those environments. This is why I don't want to be on a label. I gotta do this shit myself. I gotta do it myself. They don't want me to talk, they don't want me to speak. They know I walk the spirit of God. I don't fear anything. Nigga, at the end of the day, I came to bring peace, truth, justice forward. You feel what I'm saying? I can't be bought with no bag. None of these things gonna happen, bro. So to continuing on. You got people that's putting this person in the forefront as if what he's saying is the gospel truth. And y'all need to understand there's certain people that could differentiate between that shit being entertainment, and there's certain people, a majority of people can't differentiate between it being entertainment and it actually being gospel truth and it being real. And so y'all take this shit and run these narratives as if it's actually real, as if it's actually true. Now I understand the content game, right? I'm playing the content game a little bit with y'all right now because guess what? When you a blogger or a YouTuber or somebody like that and you trying to come up, of course you're going to put certain hashtags in your shit. Of course certain people are going to get mentioned in your shit because you're playing a game, you're trying to come up. I get that. I understand that. That's content creation. Have no problem with that at all. But you take it too far when it's actually spilling over into real life. You understand? When it's actually spilling over, you actually getting real cases on people. You actually causing this problem to happen with this person. Same thing with academics. I understand you covering certain things and certain information. You're a YouTuber, you're a blogger. You have to cover what's relevant, what's hot. But when you start getting on here calling us savages and calling these young people savages, and you keeping score of this kid essentially is a fucking kid who unalive this other kid and this and that, and you antagonizing and irritating the wars that's going on between these kids, nigga, that's now responsibility. That's no longer entertainment. You changing it from simply being entertainment and you putting it into somewhere where now it's actually reality, and now you're causing these things to happen. I told y'all before what gotta happen in this situation. You getting up here and y'all understand, man. Y'all understand. Do y'all know? Do y'all understand that jurors are citizens? Do y'all get that? So before a case ever takes place, a citizen is going to form an opinion of a person before they ever become a juror. So now when you get these people that something happened, they got an idea of somebody based on the media and the information that was portrayed to them. So they have all this information, right? And so these people now become jurors. Some of them become judges. Some of them become lawyers. Some of them become DAs. Some of them become lawmakers and law providers, right? And they have this image based on the shit that was portrayed to them for these years of how these people are. They're just savages. They're unruly. In the words of the Clinton, fucking super predators, shit like that. You see what I'm saying? And so now these words and this narrative that you paint of us, when people get in that courtroom, it's time to make a decision. What the fuck you think gonna go in there, bro? Oh, these are the super predators. Oh, these are these people. Oh, these are these people. And they're gonna make decisions based on the fucking information that y'all giving. You understand? So the people that hear this fucking buffoon talking about we great white woman, and the next person that hears that and becomes a juror in the case of a so-called situation like that is going to make decisions based off of, well, they admit that they do that too. They do these type of. Do y'all understand the power of entertainment, the power of media, the power of art, the power of the words that you say, the words you speak, the information that you put out there, the shit that y'all allowed to just be true? You can't just put some shit on the streets as true that's not true and just allow it to be true. No, you got to correct that shit. I'm not gonna let you just form any opinion about it. No, you got to correct that shit, because in the way that you portray someone and the way that you put someone is not true, you could cause a whole fucking situation to happen based on a fucking lie that ain't even true. No, we're gonna, and then on a major scale it gets worse, bro. Do you understand these things actually happen, and it's happening right now today? You know what I'm saying? So when you see these kids sentenced to innumerable years in ridiculous sentences, where do you think that shit is coming from? It's coming from their perception of us being predators. You see what I'm saying? It's coming from their perception of us being pushed in a format that we're this way or that way. Somebody got to change it and somebody got to stop it. So I'm not, you can feel how you feel. I'm not going to just allow these buffoons and fucking fools to just come up here and paint any picture and narrative and act like they're speaking on behalf of me, but they're not. You see what I'm saying? Act like they're speaking on behalf of all black youth and they're not. You see what I'm saying? Like, no, nigga, y'all not speaking on our behalf. We don't do half of that shit y'all do. A lot of these shit y'all do is foolishness. A lot of shit y'all say is foolishness. A lot of y'all ways is foolishness. You see what I'm saying? So we repainting the picture because the picture is distorted, and so we repainting it for y'all. And so we're not going to allow these people to just continue to just all this bullshit. Now, allegedly, I don't know. Y'all study this shit for yourself. Y'all look it up for yourself. This is the shit that pissed me off too. Y'all look it up for yourself. Allegedly, there's apparently a younger cousin of this guy that came out online with some grape allegations that he's supposed to had assault SA her when she was like 11 to 13, something like that. And he was a grown ass man. I watched the video. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not the judge, jury, or the executioner, and I'm damn sure ain't the Most High. I believe this woman. I feel like I'm a good judge of character, and the way she was on there really talking and crying, she ain't going crazy on clout trying to get everywhere. Looking into her soul, this woman don't look like she was bullshitting, bro. And the problem is when you got a person that goes up there and constantly says this is what they do, and we do this, talk about this type of shit openly all the time and all this type of shit, and then you have this person comes out who I actually really do believe, nigga, you look guilty to me. I'll just be honest with you. Seem guilty, allegedly. I don't know you. I'm just saying. But the bigger problem at stake is this. Not the bigger problem, but another problem at stake is this. Viacom, Lucian Grange, YouTube, Meta, these motherfuckers sweep this shit so far under the rug, it's ridiculous. Y'all don't understand the game they playing. You can go up and look for that type of shit you can't face. It's very hard to find. You gonna have to mine for it, right? But this is the game they playing. It's the same game that Crazy Bone was trying to tell y'all he's playing in. There are such thing called privately owned prisons, bro. Do you understand that? Privately owned prisons, which means that they gain profit, bro. They're privately owned, so they're a business, which means they have to turn a profit. How do they turn a profit? They can't turn a profit with empty cells, bro. They must have you in that motherfucker to gain a profit. So they're going to perpetuate things within the media that's going to cause you to commit crimes that is going to fucking feed their jails and feed their system. Now, somebody may say, well, you got freedom of choice. You don't got to commit no crime. You don't got. I can tell you one thing. If you play motherfucking Blues Clues for your kid for the next 31 days straight, I can guarantee your kid's going to want something related to Blues Clues. I don't know what it is. And guess what? The brain don't stop developing at 24, 25. So these 15-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, you don't think they're impressionable? They are. You're still impressionable and your ass about 60. You see what I'm saying? So you're not going to tell me that these kids ain't impressionable. You see what I'm saying? We're all more robotic than you think. And so what I'm saying to you is this. These images that get portrayed and the shit that goes and put in front of us actually feeds this monster called the privately owned prison. Feed this system so that we can continue to do this. Rap used to be a little bit different. And not to even down and talk shit about rappers. I understand somebody trying to get their bag. They don't fully understand. They got talent. They got music. They just, a lot of them are authentic and saying what they see, but they don't understand the bigger picture. So it's not to down them. I understand it, but it's they got to know the truth. And if you know better, you'll do better, maybe. Right? So at the end of the day, if take it back to the meeting that Crazy Bone was talking about, when they all had the meeting with all the executives and this and that, when rap still had its level of consciousness, you had certain people here that was going to talk their shit, whatever, but it still had a great deal and level of consciousness, a great deal and level of reality, in which even if it was people that was talking about certain shit that may have been, violence or whatever the case is, was very few and far between. And the biggest, hugest difference is that everybody wasn't forced to walk that line. You feel me? If somebody came out and they just wanted to be on some Afrocentric shit, they could just be on some Afrocentric shit. They want to be on some weird thing. They want to talk about this. They could talk about this. You had all spectrum that represented actual reality. Okay, that was the difference. Now they don't represent the actual reality because they're only going to push forward a certain thing. So during that meeting, they changed and they told them, "Hey, we need y'all to start putting out this type of music," because probably owned prisons was just forming at that time, so that they knew. Our culture, as contagious as it is, influences behavior and culture on every level. If you make up a new fucking dance, you're going to see everybody from Japanese to Chinese to fucking Guyanese to fucking European to everything else doing this fucking dance that you made up. That's how influential you are. Do you understand that? You're that influential. Do you not see that? So the power that you have within you have the power to change the world towards the left or towards the motherfucking right. And so they know the power that you have. They know the influence that you have. And so they said, okay, if we can push this forward, then we already know we about to do this super predator shit with the Clintons. We know we're about to start, doing this stop and frisk shit. We know we're about to start handing over these mandatory sentences. We know we're about to start doing this 18-1 shit. We know we're about to start doing all these different things. So we need to do things to push them in a direction where it's easier to commit these crimes, where this is on their mind. And people can say what they want. A lot of the things that a lot of people learn from entertainment. You can look at that from the Uggs. We're not going to say the word. I don't know if you can say it on YouTube. But look at that. The choice of even that, it comes from music most of the time. Niggas wasn't sipping lean anywhere outside of Houston and Texas until it was on songs and shit. Let's just be honest and real about it, bro. Project Pat and shit. Like, let's just be real. You didn't even know about it to do it. That's how influential this shit is, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of different things we spread art and music to each other. Guess what? There was a time when we spread messages of how to fucking get free through that shit. When Harriet Tubman would leave and escape and come back and say, this is how y'all niggas do it. Get free this way. We used to spread messages through that. Follow the drinking motherfucking gourd. Wade in the water. We was telling like, look, nigga, when they come in and shit, you might got to get low in that water for a minute. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we were spreading messages then that was contagious and helping us to free ourselves. Now we're spreading a different type of message. And that message that we're spreading now, we don't even realize who it's feeding. You feel me? Because it may feed a few people in this way, but it's actually feeding the motherfucking monster that you all hate. If you knew better, you would do better. Because you don't realize it's feeding the monster. You don't realize the decisions and choices you're making is feeding the monster that you don't like. We all as Americans could agree, fucking whether you middle class, white, black, orange, motherfucking green or purple, you could recognize and understand like, damn, we are kind of getting fucked a little bit, right? And everybody understands this and knows this, but you don't understand the decisions and choices you make that feed the monster. And we all do. Ain't none of us perfect. We all do some shit. You feel what I'm saying? To feed the motherfucking monster. But there's also things that you can do to talk against that. So what are some practical things that we can do now? Okay, open up your motherfucking mind. That's all I'm trying to say. Do I have every single step? Go into God if you want all the steps. You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying to you is open up your mind. As Andre Teller says, bring your full mind. Bring your full mind. So when you see these things happen and you don't agree with these things and you don't stop accepting everything as gospel motherfucking truth when it's not, bring your mind to the table and think for yourself. Assert your own thoughts onto this planet. Don't just allow some shit that you hear or some shit that somebody says to be the gospel truth for you. You understand? Bring your own fucking thoughts into these conversations too. When somebody's saying something that disturbs your spirit, let it disturb your spirit because it's supposed to disturb your spirit. The minute it stops disturbing your spirit, you're losing your spirit and you're being replenished with some other shit that ain't supposed to be there. You understand what I'm saying? If something is bothering you and it bothers your soul and spirit, ain't no man that's actually a man is gonna tell me, bro. When bro says some of the shit he say, and if you're a man that know you could differentiate the difference between entertainment and real and all that type of shit, it's a little bit different for you, bro. But you have to be the person to break it down for your circle that nah, this ain't that, this ain't this. We don't do that. We don't talk like that, son. You don't speak like that. You never, we don't treat women this way. We don't do this, that. You got to be the one to break it down because you got to understand it's a lot of impressionable minds out here that cannot differentiate the difference between a motherfucking truth and entertainment. You understand what I'm saying? And so a lot of these things, bro, got to be broken down. Somebody got to speak on it. Somebody got to talk about it. Somebody got to bring it to the forefront. Because if we don't, niggas won't know. You see what I'm saying? That's it. Enough of this guy. We'll be back on streams. I will do my best, and I intend to continue streaming a lot more and coming on a lot more. Thank y'all for joining. Make sure y'all sub to the channel. I'm going to drop this in the channel, but there will be many more, God willing.